I am currently director of Oregon Tradeswomen, but I worked in the trades for 17 years. I worked for a year as a dump truck driver, 2 years as a carpenter apprentice, and then 14 years as an elevator constructor.
I have a general contracting business called Heller Building and Design. I'm a tile setter, a carpenter, and an architectural designer, and I've been doing this kind of work for about 39 years.
IBEW, Local Union 48, electrical workers, and I entered the trade in 1978.
I'm a laborer by trade. My current title is Executive Secretary Treasurer of the Columbia Pacific Building Trades. For the record, I'm the second woman in America to hold this position.
Well, what led me to the career in the trades was the women's movement of the times that was opening up new opportunities for women and had a real excitement of women taking on new challenges.
So I was on a split shift and accidentally walked into the apprenticeship office, and that's where my journey started. It was by accident. There were 2 openings that day, and one was for a machinist and the other was for an electrician.
Well, I just needed to support myself, so I started doing odd jobs, and I liked it. And then I got some training in masonry. That's how I began.
I lost my wallet, and in that wallet had a seasonal bonus. I used to work for a clothing importer, and you just work really hard and meet the goals, and then you get a seasonal bonus on top of your minimum wage. And that loss was, it was like $235. But it was so impactful. My friend Nancy said that if this amount of money cripples you, then I need you to come into the construction trades. Come try out for the apprenticeship program in the cement masons. And I did, and I got accepted, and the rest is, that's my beginning in construction. So
The most rewarding part for me personally was always the building. I still get a thrill riding on elevators that I installed and serviced, and just the satisfaction of having a trade and feeling that confidence in my skill was incredibly rewarding.
I have truly enjoyed building America, and I have really enjoyed working with men who have embraced me coming into the industry.
I worked for a guy when I was in the tile union, and we worked with his son, who I never thought really liked what he was doing. So one day I asked this guy, I said, "Does your daughter ever help you?" And he laughed at me and he said, "Oh no, she's a housewife and starting a family, I thought, okay, well that sort of puts me in my place because I'm the oddball out here working, with the men. And then about 10, 11 years later, I happened to be at a tile store, one of the wholesale places, and he came and sought me out. I was in the back room loading up my truck. He came to the warehouse and he said, "I just want to tell you that my daughter Karen is working with me now. She is excellent, she is great, and she loves it." And he had a great big smile.
I was incredibly harassed on a job site, and when I tried to handle it, and then I went to my supervisor, or to the project manager, and he handled it so efficiently and so quickly. It just blew me away that he ran this guy off the project, and just like that, so I thought his effort just shined to me.
The hardest part for me, and really one of the reasons I got out of the trades, was the social isolation. There were so many hurdles that I had to negotiate all the time about being a woman in the trades.
I don't even want to talk about the guys who didn't want me there, because the ones who did and the ones who said, "We want you to be the foreman and we're going to support you and embrace you," those are the guys that, etched, in my memory.
I always felt it unfair and was a little bugged by the fact that my male counterparts always had more work and more preferential treatment in employment opportunities. Yeah, it was easier for them. They didn't have to prove why they were there or get into a big spiel about you know, anything. They just got hired. And I got laid off.
I think that the most difficult hurdle for me has been getting over my own issues. You know, building my esteem around, like, I guess I have a huge amount of power, and coming into that and realizing the impact that I can have.
Women belong everywhere. We can do everything. We've demonstrated that. I mean, during the 40s, my grandmother worked in the shipyards. I mean, I just have to say, gender doesn't make the difference. We can do it all. We've done it all. And I love it. I love doing this work.
I think the biggest piece of advice I would give to women working in the trades today is to work together within your organizations, whether it's Oregon Tradeswomen or whether it's other organizations you belong to make a change for the better for women and people of color working in the trades. Because together we are so much stronger, and it changes things on the job site to make conditions better.
Stick up for yourself and don't underestimate how important it is to take care of your body and your mind.
My number one piece of advice that I would give to anyone wanting to enter the trade would be to secure a mentor.
Don't allow somebody to define you. You know, take your hammer back, take your shovel back, take your tapes back. Don't give up your tools, you know, and stand up. And I've seen it many times where, you know, somebody actually grabbed my shovel. I was like, that's mine. I got things to do. Leave me be.
We have a model from World War II. I'm following in my grandmother's footsteps.
There are fewer women working in the trades now in Oregon than there were back then working in the shipyards. And that is because public policy, the need and public policy said, yes, we need you to do this work. And now we're fighting to do this work all the time. We want this work, we can do this work well, we're good at it, and we need the opportunity.
I feel that progress has been made, both in, I see more women, thanks to Oregon Tradeswomen, and just thanks to consciousness raising in general. I think thanks to Title IX, believe it or not, because athleticism and physicalness is now appreciated and encouraged by our society. It's now socially acceptable.
The changes I've seen for women are that more and more women have moved into leadership positions. They're assistant training directors, they're foremen on the job.
I ran for this office. I'm an elected official. It was such a huge vote of confidence from, I think, 3 women voting, and the balance was men. And they felt that I was the one to do the job.
I'm a business rep. I'm in the office, and that's huge. When I came through the trade, if I could find a woman on the job, you know, really? I mean, now I have an opportunity to work for a woman.
They have just shown that they are able to do the work and great workers and great for industry.
If a person has a problem and they want to come and talk to someone at the union hall, they could talk to me, and yeah, and I can make things happen.
And so they've risen to the top, and that is the huge change that I've seen.
I think we have made significant progress in the industry.